Hello, and welcome to Lenape High School class of 2025 and their parents. My name is Gary Noacker. I'm the counseling supervisor at Lenape High School. I wish we could be meeting in person. Many times at this presentation, I get to meet former students of mine who are registering their own children for the first time at Lenape High School. The purpose of this presentation is to discuss long-term topics such as graduation requirements, as well as some short-term topics such as what do I do as a freshman. The agenda includes an introduction to the Lenape Counseling Department, graduation requirements, a typical day at Lenape High School, a typical freshman schedule, and some other useful information. The Google site that houses this presentation will also have sample selection sheets, many types of directions, and there will also be presentations by other departments. I certainly recommend that you watch the department presentations. They're a lot shorter than this one's going to be. You will learn about the specific programs from the people who are actively involved in those programs. So here we go. Again, my name is Gary Noacker. I'm the supervisor of the counseling department. First thing I want to do is introduce you to the counselors here at Lenape High School. Counselors are assigned students are assigned to their counselors based on the last name alphabetically. So here we have Mr. Woodend, Mrs. Conti, Mrs. Bacolo, Mr. Jacobs, Mrs. Bosler, Mr. Perret, Mrs. Wolf, Mr. Anderson, Mrs. Komet, and Mrs. Capella. I certainly urge you to keep in contact with the counseling department. One of the ways you can do that is to sign up for the Lenape Counseling Department email. If you go to this website, there's a link towards the bottom. You'll get an email 2 or 3 times a week from the counseling department about what's going on at Lenape and some good resources for you and for your students. First thing you got to do is set up a parent account. So if you haven't already done this, please make sure you go to the incoming freshman student enrollment link. Enter all the information that they ask you on this link. After doing that, in about 24 hours, you'll be contacted by district personnel with your password and with your username and password so that you can access the rest of the account. And you'll be using this for all 4 years while your student is at Lenape High School. So the rest of this presentation, I'm going to refer a lot to the program of studies, the 2021-2022 program of studies. It's available at www.lrhsd.org under the Students and Parents tab. You'll find a lot of good information there, but I will refer to the program of studies a lot throughout this presentation. So first of all, graduation requirements. Every student has to take 4 years of English. Those classes are English 1, English 2, English 3, and English 4. Students have to take 3 years of math. Algebra 1, geometry are required, and then at least 1 more year that has topics going on beyond the topics in Algebra 1 and geometry. 3 years of science are required, biology, and then 2 additional years selected from environmental science, chemistry, and physics. Students have to take 2 years of U.S. history and 1 year of a world cultures class. They take 2 years of a world language. We offer many different languages students can select from. Health and phys ed, students have to take that every year they're here, so for all 4 years. Students have to take 1 year of a visual performing arts and 1 year of a 21st century life and careers or career technology education course, and at least a half year of a financial literacy course. Most of those courses are 4-year courses, but the minimum is a half year. You'll find a list of all the visual performing arts and 21st century skills courses listed on page 2 of the program of studies. Here it is in a way that you really can't read it, but kind of gives you an idea what the list looks like. There's a lot of courses on this list that will satisfy those requirements. Also in the program of studies on page 1, you'll see the course planning worksheet. This is a great tool to keep track of A, plan out what courses you might want to take through the future, and B, to keep track of what courses you have taken so that you can make sure that you're making the appropriate progress towards graduation in 4 years. Great tool to have. Your counselor will certainly work with you on planning all that and keeping track of all that. Graduation requirements. Students must complete 130 credits to graduate from Lenape High School, and they may be required to pass a state assessment in language arts, mathematics, and or science. We offer 5 levels of instruction here: honors, accelerated, college prep, modified, and pull-out replacement to assist students at various levels of learning. A little more information about each of the levels. Honors is designed to rigorously and intensively prepare students to enter a competitive four-year college program. Accelerated will get students into most four-year college programs. College prep will prepare students for some four-year colleges, certainly two-year colleges, community schools, vocational schools, as well as the world of work. Some students need a modified program which stresses basic skills, and our classified students may be required to take some pull-out replacement courses to address their specific needs. In order to prepare all students for state assessments in math, students may be placed in an algebra support lab during their freshman year based on the level of Algebra 1 that they take. A sample ninth grade schedule. Every ninth grader has to take English 1. You can choose the level you want, accelerated, honors, or college prep. They'll take a world language. They'll take a math based on the math you're currently in. All students will take biology. All students will take a health and phys ed class. Then there's 3 open slots for students to take whatever interests them. And now's the time to start picking things that you think would interest you. Try something out if you're not sure if it's going to interest you. But students have to pick 2 elective courses. And for each of those elective courses they pick, they have to pick an alternate. And then they can either pick a 3rd elective course, or they can not pick a 3rd elective course at all, and they'll be assigned a study hall. Sometimes the transition to high school, it's good to have a study hall so students have a little bit of time in their day to adjust and maybe do homework, do some reading or whatever. If you do pick a 3rd elective, we do ask that you pick an alternate choice for that 3rd elective also. If you don't pick a 3rd elective, you obviously don't need to pick an alternate. Course selection. Before you turn this in, make sure you have at least 7 courses. I will tell you that health and phys ed count as 1 course. Those are 2 semesterized courses. And ensure that each elective chosen has an alternate entered and labeled. You'll see when you do the online course selection, you have to say this is an alternate and then write down the course. These are all the departments we have here at Lenape High School: English, Math, World Language, Science, Health and Phys Ed, and then the electives for freshmen are Social Studies, Art, Music, Family Consumer Sciences, Technology, Business, and Jrotc. I'm going to go through and kind of point out what the options are. Like I said, for English, you're going to pick English 1. Every freshman takes English 1, and you pick the level based on your ability. We at Lenape don't know your students, so it might be a good idea to reach out to your English teachers at Harrington, for most of you, to talk about what level English course you should take. Next, you should take a world language course. Notice we offer French, German, Italian, Latin, and Spanish. There is something different this year in case you have a student who's already at Lenape High School. The first year world language courses are not level. So you don't have to worry about picking, if you want to take Spanish, you don't have to worry about picking Spanish honors or accelerated or college prep. The Spanish communications one, there is a modified level for the students who need a little more basic skills, but all the other first year world language classes do not have a level. You see the second year world language classes do, so if you've already had Spanish 1, you can go to Spanish 2, you can pick that at the honors or accelerated level. The plan is for the second year courses next year, there will not be levels in the second year courses next year. And then after that, for the 3rd and 4th year, you will have a choice of picking either honors, accelerated, or college prep, depending on the language that you pick. I apologize for my screen here. Health and phys ed, just make sure you pick health and phys ed. Actually, I think health and phys ed are automatically populated when you get to the online selection screen. Every student's going to pick a math course. If you are in the regular 8th grade math class, right now you'll pick Algebra 1, and you pick the level based on how you're performing this year. If you've already had Algebra 1 in middle school, then you can take geometry. And if you've already had geometry, then you can take Algebra 2. There's 3 math electives. You can take Computer Programming 1. You have to have had Algebra 1 to take that course. And then we have 2 new semester math classes: Computer Science Discoveries and Computer Science Principles. You can take them both. That would count as 1 elective because they're each a semester, or you can take one or the other, depending on what you schedule is. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. For science, everybody's going to take biology this year. So make sure you pick biology, and again, pick the science level that you think is appropriate for you. Social studies electives for freshmen, there's no requirement for social studies, but you could take um, financial literacy. Again, that's a 1 semester course, so you could take that. And then the 2 social studies electives that are full year courses are world civilization and world geography. Once you get into sophomore year and beyond, there are a lot more electives in the social studies department. For art, students will either take exploring art or foundations of art if they want to take an art course. You can see the list of courses for music, chorus, concert band, jazz improv, music appreciation, music theory, string ensemble, technology, and music piano lab based on your interests. Again, I say now's the time to try something that you might have thought you were interested in, but you're not sure. Now's the time to pick it and try. In Family Consumer Sciences, any freshman who wants to take a course in Family Consumer Sciences will take Introduction to Family Consumer Sciences. After that, we have child care classes, we have foods classes, fashion classes where you learn to sew, interior design. There's a lot more offerings in that department after freshman year. Technology education, you've got a list of courses you can take there. We offer 3 years of TV broadcasting technology. The drafting and design is really a 4-year program. Electronics tech, there's 2 courses there. Metalworking, there's 3 years. We offer 3 years of photography. So if you think you want to take photography 3, you might want to start thinking about taking photography 1 now, or the same with TV broadcasting or drafting and design. Technology Today, woodworking, we offer 3 years of woodworking, and then the Exploring Technology Today course. Jrotc, any student who wants to take Jrotc will take Jrotc 1. It is a 4-year program. It is offered for all 4 years. Then our business classes, you do have to plan a little bit. So if you think that you want to take 4 years of accounting, we offer 4 years of accounting. You have to start with accounting 1 this year. We have a study skills class, introduction to business, exploring introduction to business. We have a business communications and applications class, and exploring computer applications classes. So we've got a wide range of things for you to pick from. I recommend that you talk amongst yourselves, talk with your parents, talk with your peers. What interests you? What do you think you might want to do when you leave high school, or what do you just want to try because you think it's fun? Academic resources. We know the transition from middle school to high school can be tough, so we offer all kinds of academic resources. Teachers are available after school. We'll talk about our day at Lenape. We have a community lunch and learn where teachers are available on some days. Certainly take advantage of those things. We have a tutoring tribe after school. 1 day is science, 1 day is English, 1 day is math. I can't guarantee what days will be what next year, so to be determined, but we have that. Then the National Honor Society, which is peer tutoring. That's available during your study hall, lunch and learn, or after school based on who's available and when you're available and what your needs are. So we want to help you. We want to help you succeed. Now's the time to take a risk. When you're in high school, it's the time to take a risk. Don't wait until you're 4 years through this and then you're in college. Take a risk, but we offer things to help you if you've taken that risk. So typical course selection, perhaps students will take 8 classes. So in this typical class, I picked 8 classes. Remember, one of those could be a study hall. And note in the middle of the day is the lunch and learn class. So every student will have lunch during that class period. So here's a typical day based on those classes that we picked prior. You'll notice that it's a 4-day rotation. So you see across the top, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and then day 5 is really the same as day 1 because we rotate. But you also see during the week, we rotate the classes. So you'll see that the biology class is first period here. On day 2, the biology class drops. On day 3, the biology class is class 3 here, and that's when the biology lab is. On day 4, the biology class is class 2. So some people aren't morning people, so you don't have the same class first period every day. In the afternoon wheel rotates also, but separately from the morning wheel. So in the afternoon wheel on day 1, algebra 1 is period 5. The second day 2, algebra 1 drops. On day 3, algebra 1 is class 6. and on day 4, Algebra 1 is Class 5. So this schedule here shows you what happens with if you have a science lab class. Note here on day 3, your biology class is a little longer, and your lunch and learn is a little shorter. That's so that you have time to do a lab in the biology class. The lunch and learn, if you see on the left-hand side, lunch and learn is 50 minutes long. On the days that you have a lab science and the days that class butts up against lunch and learn, that's when you have your lab. So in this case, the biology class is a little longer, and then you'll have 25 minutes lunch and learn on day 3. Every other day, lunch and learn is going to be 50 minutes for you. In the next example, note the biology class is in the afternoon. So on day 1, this person has biology during class 4, really. It's period 5, class 4. That person has a 25-minute lunch and learn, and then they had to leave lunch and learn early to go to the biology lab and have the longer biology class so that they can do a lab. So that's the rotation. We call it the morning wheel and the afternoon wheel. They both rotate separately. You'll never have a morning wheel class in the afternoon. This is our rotation. Option 2 classes. So there are ways that you can get credit for classes outside of school. This is not typically what a freshman does. It's just another way to get courses on your transcript taken outside of the school day. It could be a college course, it could be an internet course. You can get a job, you can do an internship, do community service. You can do a summer school original credit for a course that we offer, or you can do a proof of proficiency for a course that we offer. Or you can do something like that for courses that we don't offer. That would be the college course or the internet course, probably. 3 8th grade courses that we will offer credit for. If you've taken Algebra 1, Geometry, or Spanish 1 at Harrington, we will accept those courses for high school credit. We do have an agreement with Harrington. They teach our curriculum when they teach those courses. So therefore, you can transfer those credits right into your freshman year, and they would be on your 9th grade transcript, not until the end of the year. For more questions, again, you can go to the district website. That program of studies has lots of information about all of this stuff. Athletic eligibility. All freshmen are eligible to play in fall and winter sports. So again, now's the time to try something out. If you've thought about trying it out, you might not be the best at it, but try it out. However, for spring sports, in order to participate in spring sports, all freshmen must pass the equivalent of 15 credits at the end of first semester. What that really means is you have to have passed 6 classes at the end of first semester. If you did not, then you cannot participate in spring sports. So be aware of that. Get extra help when you need. Use our academic resources way before that. Don't put yourself in that position. And again, for NCAA eligibility requirements and for athletic eligibility, you can always look at the 2021-2022 program of studies. To be a 10th grader, we don't automatically promote you from 9th grade to 10th grade. You have to earn 29 credits. Now that's really 6 classes. 6 classes is 30 credits. There's no way you can get exactly 29. So you have to pass 6 credits to be called a 10th grader in your second year in high school. If you don't, there's time to make it up over the next 3 years, but you would be labeled as a 9th grader in your second year of high school. We also have a pretty strict attendance policy. We certainly believe that you can't learn if you're not in school. So make sure you pay attention to our attendance policy and the requirements students need to be here. That attendance policy is all over the place. It's certainly in the program of studies. It's in the student handbook. Make sure you're aware of our attendance policy. It could affect whether or not you get credits for the classes that you took in a year. Choose your courses wisely. I said this is the time to take an academic risk. This is the time to try something that you think you might like. We want you to stick with it. We want you to try it. If you think you're trying a course at a level that might be a little higher than what we've taken in the past, try it. We want you to try it. But know that we do have the plan for the next year. You can change your mind up until July 29th. You can come in and say, look, I signed up for X course, but I want to take a Y course. That's fine. We will accommodate that request if there's availability in the new course. By that time, our schedule is set. If there's a course that you want to take that is full, we're running maybe 2 sections of it and they're both full, there's no room, then we can't make that accommodation. So certainly the sooner you let us know if you've changed your mind, the better chance that you're going to be able to get what you want. When we come to school in September, the first week of school, all we do is change errors. So if you signed up for Spanish and we put you in German, we'll make that correction. To be honest with you, there aren't very many errors because everything's done electronically now. It used to be you had to write on a piece of paper that I wanted Spanish, and somehow somebody could have typed the wrong number in if it was German. But it's all done electronically now, so there's not many errors that we have made. And just know that failure to select your preferred elective is not a scheduling error. So make sure we know by July 29th exactly what courses you want. During the school year, it is possible to change your schedule. Like I said, we want you to take an academic risk now, but sometimes we realize it doesn't work. So there are time periods throughout the school year when you can make changes to your schedule. Again, I'm going to refer you to the 2021-2022 Program of Studies. Lots of good information in there. Make sure you read in all about that. Some changes if you have older children at Lenape High School or children who have gone to Lenape High School. For the class of 2024 and beyond, which includes you since you're the class of 2025, we will not rank seniors. We believe that what we provide students is a good education. Many colleges are not requiring class ranks anymore. We will not publish and post on your transcript a class rank. However, we do know that there are sometimes when students have to have a class rank. There are colleges that say students must have a class rank. Some scholarship applications, some sports considerations may require a class rank. So for those situations, we will determine a class rank for that student, but we will not publish it. We will provide the class rank to the entity who needs it, but we will not publish that class rank. The examples of the waivers for admissions, for some college admissions, scholarship, or any other program, for state or national programs, or some things where they require class ranks. So we can do it. We will do it if it's required, but we will not publish it. And lastly, here's one last look at our list of counselors, again assigned by alphabet. Take note of their phone extensions and their emails. Please reach out to them or myself if you have any questions. Thank you very much. Bye.